Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to today's episode of the Diaspora Global Panel. With me today, I have Jude Nwaokolo from Dublin and Anthony Eze from the United States. Today, we are going to talk about an interesting topic. Not so interesting, it's a sad one. However, we will try and do justice to this topic today: racism against people of color at the Ukrainian-Polish border. We all know what has been happening in recent weeks. Russia, on February 24, 2022, declared a war on Ukraine. The world watched in horror when Russia invaded its neighboring country, Ukraine. People of diverse background, race, color, and creed rallied behind the people of Ukraine, and Africans were not left behind. As Russian tanks rolled in, many Western countries, including African countries, slammed Russia with the most severe sanctions imposed on any Western country in modern history. A draft resolution by the United Nations condemning the Russian assault on Ukraine was supported by 141 countries, and many African countries also joined. However, people were outraged when videos, shocking videos, started emerging of Ukrainian soldiers and border security agents on both sides, Polish and Ukrainian border, the way they were maltreating, and preventing people of color from leaving Ukraine. We saw scenes of students from Nigeria, Ghana, India, South Africa, Somalia, Sudan, pleading to be allowed to cross the border to Poland to no avail, while Ukrainians and white people were allowed to leave. This was shocking. Swiftly, many countries rose up to condemn what was happening, and we saw a reversal of this treatment of people of color. How did we get here? Because this is a sad event. Because people of color, white, black, purple, we all rallied behind the Ukrainians, to condemn what Russia is doing. And in fact, I heard on the news, or I watched on the news, that many Nigerians, with military background, have actually volunteered to go and fight in Ukraine. My friends, how did we get here? What do you think happened? Is this not outright racism? I will start with Tony.
Yeah, good to be here today. To most of us and many...
I think we have somebody in our waiting room that wants to join us.
Okay.
Can you continue? I'm gonna admit and now. Yeah.
Okay. So many people who have been traveling abroad, discrimination against Black and colored people, it's not just new. It's all over the place. In many Western countries, in Europe, they don't hide their disdain for Black people. They look down on Black people. But why this is of particular interest is that this is a country crying for help, and Black, white, and all color people gathered around. to help in different ways, donating items, sending ammunitions in different proportion. And it is at this critical time that they are discriminating against the same people who are running away from arm's way of Russian incursion. But the truth is that in Ukraine and Poland, the percentage of Black people is alleged is less than 5%. So originally, they don't have Black citizens. So they regard the Blacks, and then some of them now hide under the wrong notion that some Blacks are Muslim. They kind of place priority on how they will be out of their soul, but not at this particular crucial time when people are having pity on them. But the good news anyway is that from the corresponded from some of these students, it's like most of these people have been called to order. But be that as it may, this just explain or expose them what Blacks have been going through during the regular times. Wow. Every meaningful people should speak out on this, so that this could be a great opportunity for those who have the means to kind of expose this thing, even when it has been corrected, so that when the war is over, they will realize that the whole world has already known who they are, and the only way out is to correct it. Equally, we want this kind of thing to be exposed at United Nations level. We need people from Ukraine, government official, to come back, to come out openly, condemn this thing, and promise that it will never happen again.
Oh, thank you, Tony. Yes, I think what you said is what Ukrainians need to do, actually. You know, they need to come out, you know, swiftly, you know, to condemn, you know, what the whole world is saying. Yeah, we have a guest on, Titi Cole, yeah? And I'm not sure whether I'm right.
Yeah, Titi Aboyede Cole.
Okay, Titi Aboyede Cole. She is joining us today. I think she has one or two comments on this sensitive topic that we are discussing today. Yeah, over to you, Titi Aboyede Cole.
I think she's muted at the moment. She'll be coming when.
Okay, Jude. Yeah. Jude, so do you want to?
Yeah, to be honest, like what Tony said, the Blacks have been victims of racism. It didn't start just because of this. It's been ongoing for a long time, and particularly I have discovered that I have discovered myself that the Polish are more aggressive against the Black people. Even where we live here, I see a lot of racism coming from the Polish community. And when I saw that happen over there, I wasn't surprised. And they just showed it out that they are having something against the Blacks, but against the color people. And I think the government should look into it. The Polish government should look into this and see why, the reason why they are not even bring the Blacks close to them. It's becoming a pandemic, and they couldn't hide it this time. Secondly, the other thing is that we, particularly from African perspective, they look at African as people who are desperate because we think Africa has nothing to offer, and as such, wherever the Black people from Africa goes, it becomes a problem, and they look at us so down. And it's just a revelation for also people to see. The UN should see that, the whole world will see that, and they see how they can tackle racism, because it's becoming another pandemic that needs to be stopped.
Yeah, thank you, Jude. Yeah. I'm going to share a screen. Okay, it's one of the international news and media that
There
covered.
are disturbing shots and visuals coming in from Ukraine's border with Poland, where many thousands of people are gathered with the
As you can see,
closed mostly. Now,
did you see the Polish border agent kicking the Indian?
With some Indian students who reached the Ukraine-Poland border. In fact, students are alleging that they were even assaulted by some of these guards, and that appears to be what you can see in these visuals. A student carrying a suitcase is actually kicked by someone who appears to be in some kind of fluorescent uniform.
So, Tony.
Yes.
Tony, what do you have to say about this outrageous video?
Well, as we've been reporting, there are disturbing shots and visuals coming in from Ukraine's border with Poland, where many thousands of people are gathered with the Polish border closed mostly.
I think you should...
Now visuals coming in.
It's okay.
Yeah. I think this is outrageous. They were not even hiding. Yeah. If you watch another video where a Polish representative was being accused of racism, and he was so proud to own it.
Can you imagine that?
That he doesn't care, because this is what those who voted us into power want us to do.
Wow.
So practically, this is who they are. They are racist. They have no apology. So that's why the international community will be able to pick them up on this. If it's Poland, if it is Romania, if it is Ukraine, this is a disturbing issue that should not be swept under the carpet. And most importantly, for African countries, if you don't blow your trumpet, nobody blows it. If you have a problem and you don't complain, nobody gonna come and take care of your problem. That's exactly the man I'm talking about.
Yes, let me just play it for our viewers to see.
Okay.
For all illegals, if you don't want to be pushed back, if you don't want to be arrested, if you don't want to be shot, don't come to our borders. Do not come to the Polish border. Then you're safe. It's not us. It's not our police who came up to beat you up, to push you, or to arrest you. It's you who tried to break the law on our land.
They asked Mr. Toczynski, how many refugees has Poland taken?
0.
And you're proud of that?
If you are asking me, if you are asking me about Muslims illegal immigration, none.
As you can see, they see all of us as Muslims.
Yes.
One will come to Poland, not even one if it's illegal. We took over 2 million Ukrainians who are working, who are peaceful in Poland. We will not receive even one Muslim because this is what we promised.
But I asked not about illegal immigrants. I asked about refugees. And Jean-Claude Juncker, the Commission president, says that you're racist. You sound proud of the fact that you haven't taken any refugees.
Of course, because this is what our people are expecting from our government. That's number.
Yeah. And Tony, this is just to buttress your point.
Yes, that's the piece I'm worried about. That these people they have a kind of racism that is getting to a pandemic level. That when you are on record, when you're on camera, you are proud to own it. Okay. Now, this should be seen as something disturbing that and this is the problem we now have, they don't care whether you're a Christian or a Muslim or whatever. As far as you are black, you're a Muslim. You see? And even at that, not all Muslims are in the revolutionary group. So the government of these countries in Africa, whose citizens has been involved in this molestation and bullying, they need to cry out. It is not America that will come and whose citizens have not been discriminated against that will come and take up the challenge for Nigeria. Congo was involved, Nigeria was involved, and South Africa and some other countries were involved in this bullying. And daylight racism, they should, through, even if it is through the African Union, table this so that probably in future they will reduce. We cannot clean them all 100% because this is who they are. This is their culture. They are not used to dealing with blacks. And now that blacks are there, it's like if they are given the opportunity, they can even kill some of them. Wow. We are so happy that the war just exposed them. Most wars, you see the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is the ugly part, that people have been suffering over there, and nobody actually knows what's going on until this end. And the interesting thing again is that equally expose especially the Nigerian weakness in education, because majority of our students are there. Apart from very few students that were sponsored by government, some state government, the rest of people, the students you see there are the children of the politicians, the Nigerian elites who turn blind eyes to what is happening in Nigerian universities because their children are not in the system. If you want to close the school system in Nigeria for 5 years, they are not worried because their children are in Ukraine, in Poland, in other Western countries studying. So it's not only racism that was brought out in this scenario, but the attitude of Nigerian elites, who children are the ones who are victimized over there because they have the wherewithal to send them over there in Ukraine and the environment.
Wow, thank you, Tony. You know, I have to say this. You know, when I watched that Polish MP talk, it was unbearable for me. I was in shock. You know, I am not a Muslim. I am a Christian. I'm a proud Christian. So I have to be honest with you. This is the first time that I will be hearing these people talk. Okay, you know, forget about Donald Trump. We knew that he's a narcissist. So for me, I don't even reckon with him. But I'm talking about because, you know, my daughter is aspiring to go and study medicine in Poland. So now with this, you know, hearing what this guy said, you see, I've been talking to her to say, you know what? I don't think Poland is a place to be. You know, so I have to say, it's shocking, it's outrageous, and I believe that the world must rise up and condemn these heinous words from these nonsensical Polish MPs. Jude,
right.
You know, we read that many African countries like Burundi, Senegal, South Sudan, South Africa, Uganda, Mali, and Mozambique, you know, did not support. Rather, they actually abstained from the UN resolution, you know, condemning the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Do you not think that the maltreatment of people of color could be one of the reasons why these countries chose to abstain from that vote?
Right. It could be. Honestly, you can't dispute that. Could be. But I discovered, I read that most of these countries said they were not consulted before they were invited. And so they would not just come in and do whatever they asked them to do without due consultation. That's what they said. We're not too sure about that, but
yeah, that could be an excuse to say, listen, yeah. We see the way you treat our people that looks like us. Excuse me, forget about this nonsensical resolution.
Yeah, you see, well, they can say anything they want to say. India particularly did not want to participate in it. India is a democratic country, but I wonder what happened. I wonder, probably they are waiting for the constitution. They don't want to be underlooked. They want to be seen as one of the powers, because I think Indians they have nuclear weapons as well.
Yeah, but not officially declared as a nuclear nation.
Right, but they think they are big boys and they should be consulted before such issues should be discussed. And being that Russia is not a country you can just come and decide and say, okay, let me just do whatever they want me to say. They were careful. They were careful because I think U.S. politics, sometimes some of them are not too sure where to go. They don't want to breach that gap, because of U.S. have said. So they are becoming too conscious of this.
Yeah,
because you don't know you don't know
who your friends are.
What friends are. You don't know the friendship between U.S. and Russia. We see Donald Trump when he was there, how he was romancing these powers. He romanced them. He romanced
North Korea as well.
North Korea, Russia. He plays likable character, and they loved him. And as such, everybody's now don't know what is happening. Don't know where it's going to turn around tomorrow. So people are scared. And I think America is a lesson for America to learn, for those anyone that want to be American president, and to learn from that, because I think there's something that's gone wrong over the few years, and as such, people are becoming, they're not too sure what is going on. So when it comes to issues like this, it's hard for them to just come out and say, yeah, we're going to pass it, we're going to be on your side. Whose side can you be? We don't know about tomorrow. We don't know it's going to turn around again. We don't know. Look at North Korea. Look at North Korea, what happened with Trump and North Korea, how they were behaving like kids sometimes. It's not American style. It's not American style. And North Korea can wake up tomorrow and throw us a bomb. You never know.
Yeah, I think that is a lesson. That is a lesson for the Americans. I think Donald Trump actually changed the world order. I know that Tony would have a lot to say about it.
Well, as an American too, I think I know the policy of what my second country is doing. Right. You find out that we have to be careful when we want to analyze American policies. It depends on who. The Republican has their own agenda. Democrats have their own agenda. But there's what you call master plan, that no matter whichever party is in charge. Okay, people might be surprised why President Biden did not want to put the boots on the ground. He's just coming out from Afghanistan after 20 years. And he had been receiving the criticism on how the withdrawal was made. Do you want him again to start another boot on the ground, another war with Russia? Okay, and then when you come to Donald Trump, the former president, the case is that Donald Trump had his own private agenda that is entirely out of the scope of American policy. And that's why it was so embarrassing.
Yeah, there's a caller here. 1 minute. Can I just give you one?
Okay.
Right. Okay. Hello. Hello, Titi. Yeah. Sorry. I know. Yeah, we take your time, and we are just. I know you are following us here. Do you think you come to a point where you can contribute now, or do you want to wait for a while?
Well, I just want to say one thing, that I understand and I appreciate that. Okay, sorry. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's Ukraine is the order of the topic, the trending topic right now, and it's the only one under scrutiny at the moment. But I just want to say something that Black people, they've been facing this globally, in every part of the West. Racism is something that is there, whether they're admitting it or they're not admitting it. I don't see a time in the nearest future where these people will ever see us as the same. Even as we're climbing up in ranks and everything, and intellectually, and we're the same, and they can see that, even as colleagues at work, there's still racism. Yes, the ones in Ukraine is really bad because everybody's thinking, oh, Ukraine is under attack and people are trying to support them, pray for them, do everything. But I don't give a toss about the Black people. They'll feed us to the dogs. So I would not understand why the Black people would be sending money. I'm sorry if I sound like a bit like I don't care. It's not like I don't care. But if you don't give two monkeys about me, why should I give a toss about you? With Ukraine right now, I'm sorry, I don't really like what Putin is doing to them and everything, but they should look inwards too.
Yeah.
And what are they doing to the people that they are more powerful than? Like right now, Black people, Nigerians especially, they're vulnerable in Ukraine. They're trying to cross the border and you're blocking them. And you know, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's a wonderful contribution. Actually, let me just ask you, Coach Tak. Okay, what do you think? Because we know that the reason why our kids are traveling abroad to study is because of the broken, education system in the African countries, especially Nigeria. Okay, I see the proliferation of private schools all over the western part of Nigeria. And I believe that our founding fathers, this isn't what they actually, kind of envisage, would happen. The likes of the Awolowos, the likes of the Azikiwes. Okay, what do you think that our government can do to improve the education system in Nigeria?
Oh my goodness, you're just about to get me started.
We want you to start, actually. We want you to contribute.
I don't even want to go there when it comes to Nigeria. The Nigerian government, I have never witnessed it this bad. When we were growing up, people would condemn the politicians, the leaders and everything. I do not think in the life of me that we have ever had it this bad. This regime, they're completely, I'm sorry, they're useless. They don't even care. And they don't, when you talk about founding fathers, my grandfather is one of the founding fathers of Lagos African Church Grammar School. He was the primate of the African Church.
Wow, that's a little bit of history there.
So, like, we were put in private schools at the beginning, like Auntie Ayo, but in my family, you would have to go to that programs because that's the family school. And I'm one of the products of Jaconde times. So you remember all Jaconde schools, all those extra buildings and everything, like Jaconde basically took over from Awolowo's vision. And everything just went down south. Everything just went like completely broken. And listen, if we're being ruled by a group of people who education is kind of a taboo to them because they would not be able to an educated mind cannot be manipulated easily. So, and they thrive basically on rankadading. These people thrive on rankadading. They are bullies. They walk, and when they walk, people should bow down for them. So you can imagine the first thing they want to do is destroy education. And they have completely brought the educational system of that country to a halt. That even private schools, a lot of mushroom schools came up and they call themselves private schools. And some of the so-called private schools, they're worse than the public schools we used to have it back in the days of the missionaries.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
So this is, I don't know what can be done right now for this country, this particular country we call Nigeria. I do not know what can be done for them than to actually If you want to hear my honest opinion, is to allow everybody to just go their way and mind their own business and run their own nation. Nigeria is a nation of many nations. And the amalgamation document has really destroyed everything for us.
I had wanted to say thank you for showing for kind of showing restraint, but you well come on, you can go ahead. Actually, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I thought you were kind of showing some form of restraint, not to go that deeper into, but you know what? On this platform of Diaspora Panel, we want you to just express your views and your thoughts. No hold back, please.
I'm sorry to jump in. It's not a country where there's freedom of expression is not encouraged. I will wait for you, especially if you're the type that goes back and forth and all of that. So freedom of expression is not encouraged, but there's so much you can do to someone before they turn around and face you. To a point where it will even be better. People will say to you, like, look, you might as well kill me because what's better? Those people in Nigeria killing their mothers and fathers, killing their girlfriends, they have gotten to that point where death is nothing to them.
For ritual killing, for money making.
For ritual.
Yeah.
For ritual. Yeah. How can you wake up and take your own mother? So when you make the money, who do you want to spend it on? I don't even understand. The system has been completely collapsed. It has completely collapsed. Like it's a failed state.
Wow. Thank you. In the coming weeks, okay, we will be discussing about the Nigerian issues. Okay, the issue with that country, Nigeria, and then our special focus will be on the role of Nigerians, the citizens, in the problems that Nigeria is facing, because I strongly believe that our citizens, okay, they have a part to play in the issues that is ravaging our countries now, because they are the ones electing all these people into power.
Oh no, I disagree with you. Yes, they have a major part to play, but I beg to differ on the one electing. Do you mean selecting? Because in Nigeria, I don't think we usually have any elections.
You know what? Because then I have been in politics as well. I've contested elections in Nigeria. I always say this, okay? If we are not willing, if the people are not willing, the politicians cannot do it alone. Okay? The politicians cannot do it alone. We saw what actually happened in Edo with Obaseki. When the people said, no, you cannot impose somebody on us. I believe that, anyway, that is not the subject of discussion for today.
Let's have that bridge when we get there.
Yes.
Because,
When
the Godfathers are tired, they will throw the people on the streets. They have their own echo system that echo what they want us to hear on the street level. So we'll come to that. I'll be waiting. I will join.
Okay, thank you. We really appreciate you for joining us today. This is a wonderful thought that has come from somebody that that even though we are just knowing you today, but we know that you have been in this space for a long time. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you, and hopefully you will join us again. Future. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I was on just follow up about decision in America.
Yeah.
What happened during the Trump era was a clash of interests, which may not be subject of discussion on this platform. Trump happened to be a very successful businessman.
Yeah.
And, that interest clash with his role as a president. That would be for another day's discussion. But the bottom line here is that racism we've been talking about is worldwide. It's only when it is exposed at a critical time when we are supposed to hear good news at those axes, that's where it becomes very painful.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping your thought, actually, because then I was kind of lost there. Thank you for keeping your thought. Yeah. Titi Aboyade Coach Tak, that called earlier.
It's 2 o'clock.
Said something about, about the destruction of our education system in Nigeria. Who do you think she mentioned, some particular section of the country responsible for this? Jude, what is your take on this?
Yeah, you see, you can see the color there. He's so passionate about Nigeria. She loved Nigeria. She loved, if things are moving well in Nigeria, she'll be so happy. But she's trying to display her anger about what's going on in Nigeria. There's no other way she can hold it other than to voice it out.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are doing that, actually. Yeah. A lot of people. There is hardly will you see anybody, commentating on Nigerian issue that will not say one or two things along the lines of what Titi Aboyade called.
Yeah. So look at the education minister we have there. Adamo, his name is Adamo, what they call him. Yeah. Can you imagine a minister who will walk out of a meeting?
You mean the meeting he had with the NAMS, National Association of Nigerian Students?
Yes, a minister who is supposed to come and calm things down and give them hope when there's no hope, and give them energy that things are going to be right, walking out of them.
Yeah, let's give our viewers, the background of what actually happened. Okay, right. There was there is still a rollover strike from 2021. ASU strike. The schools are closed. Students are just left to be wandering about the street. They are not receiving the quality education they are supposed to be receiving. So the Nigerian Association of Nigerian Students met with the Minister of Education, and I think Jude is surmising what transpired. Okay, Jude.
Yeah, so what happened was that they had a meeting with him. They were, proposed meeting with him to express their anger about the educational system in Nigeria, what they are facing, how strikes have been disturbing them, which you can see the result of it in Ukraine. Now, the minister, rather than facing the issue, giving them hope, as he is supposed to do part of his job, he walked out on the students. He walked out of the meeting. And if he walked out of the meeting, who is going to be in the meeting to address this issue? He is the Minister of Education of Nigeria. Who else will do that? Do you expect the president to come over now to handle that issue? This is what we are saying here, because whatever happens on the floor goes back to the government as a whole in general. Fine, it's not the fault of the president at this time, but it's the fault of the minister. But I expect the minister to apologize, and I expect the House to call him to order. And if he cannot defend himself, I expect the president of the country to fire him. Because he's not performing his role. He's being paid for the job, and he's putting himself as a lord to the students. It's not a lord, it's just a job he bargained for. And
it's like a servant. It's like a servant. He's working for us because we are the ones paying him.
He's supposed to serve the people. He's supposed to serve.
What is the big deal there?
He's supposed to call. When we call him to come, he has to come and address issues on the floor. That's why we.
And he's our father. He's our father. He's like a father to those youths.
To those youths. He felt concerned because probably his children are not schooling in Nigeria. I don't know where they school at the moment, but I know that
one of his kids actually graduated from a UK school, and the NANS the NANS president actually pointed it out. And that was one of the things that kind of infuriated the minister, actually. Yeah, let's hear Tony's thoughts. What does Tony have to say to that?
You know that if we back up to some of the episodes of this program on governmental issues, you remember we keep on saying that some people have an agenda. And if you watch federal appointments,
yeah,
they are towing the line.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like most of them from northern part of Nigeria who have most of these posts, and some of their cohorts from the south, they don't believe they are doing you a favor.
Yeah.
They look at such positions as their birthright. That they don't owe any allegiance to any person, meaning they can tell you anything and damn the consequence and nothing will happen.
Wow.
Because in traditional society, as an elderly man, there are many ways of killing a rat without using a machete. There are more organized ways that no matter how probably the students have provoked you, I mean, wisdom counts that you should be able to ignore whatever provocation and dissect the problem, give them hope, or that you consult the powers that be and then feed them back. But to walk out tells you one straight message: nobody cares about you.
Yes.
The second message is this: I don't care about your school system because I don't need it. My children are abroad. If you like, kill your school. I don't care because I will not patronize your school system and you are the Minister of Education. So that kind of recall what our guest was saying, that what is going on in Nigeria is like a first state whereby anything goes.
Yes.
Anything goes. No repercussion. No repercussion at all.
And you find that if you listen to her again, he like saying that election in Nigeria is not what you can hope for unless there is a drastic change in the status of Nigeria.
Yeah. She called it selection.
Selection.
She called it selection.
Yes. Remember, we said it is a kind of recycling. They have their group that they're recycling. They don't wait for an election because oftentimes before the election, the result is already known.
You know what, Tony? Honestly speaking, before I went to Nigeria to partake in the political system there, that was what I thought. But I changed my mind. I kind of had a rethink because of what I saw on ground. You see, I realized that, politicians and whatnot would not, and I will repeat it, they won't be successful with their selection processes and whatever if the people are not willing. Okay? We have seen it. We have seen it on this forum. Things imagine, I'll continue to refer to Obaseki. He won because the people said, no, you are not, the powers that be will not impose anybody on us. And we have seen in different states as well, but I'm not taking away the fact that what we have in Nigeria is selection. Okay, we do, but I'm saying that the citizens, the people, the common people, they have a role to play in this.
Right, you are partly correct. You see, my experience equally changed when I traveled to Nigeria recently, and I found out that there are many states that can stand on their own.
Yeah,
but I can assure you can't get up to 5 states.
Yeah, I think only 5. Only 5 can stand.
Only say like 5 states that can stand their ground.
Yes, only 5.
Others that fully depend on federal allocation. the citizens do not even have the audacity to even open their mouth because they are not involved in anything. It's like an RNG government whereby those who will be the next governor are already known. Even when they are participating and defending their votes, the real vote has already been counted. But there are so many say like Anambra, Edo State, Lagos State,
Rivers.
Enugu again can stand their ground.
Rivers too can stand.
Exactly. But the current, especially in the Southeast now, the current kidnapping and killing is weakening the people's resolve. There is no particular week that we go that you will not get the news that even some prominent are killed.
Okay, there is a caller on the line.
There's a caller on the line, please. Sorry to stop you there.
All right.
Yeah, there's a caller here. You're welcome, caller.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Victor. I'm from Dublin. I live in Dublin. I just want to commend the Diaspora Global Panel to sincere for such a wonderful job that you've been doing. I found out about this YouTube channel a few days ago, to be sincere, and I've watched actually all your videos. I believe you're bringing to the fore the problems that the youth in Africa, the youth in Nigeria that they are facing, and you're bringing to the fore the problems that Nigerians are facing, Nigerians living in Nigeria and Nigerians that are living outside Nigeria, that are living in diaspora. To be sincere, very good job, very good job. And I think this channel it deserves loads of, you're supposed to have millions of followers, to be sincere, millions of subscribers, to be sincere. You're really doing a very good job. And I want to say, concerning what you're talking about now, racism against the people of color at the Ukrainian border, to be sincere, I don't know much about this international politics, but I know that what they are doing is very, very bad. Very bad. It's not even good for their
reputation.
How do I put it?
Image.
For their global image.
Yeah.
For their image. It is not really good for that kind of thing. But come to think of it, this thing has even happened before in Africa. Talking about Nigerians, even the Ghanaians, ultimatum for them to leave their country.
The Ghana must go era.
Yeah.
I was saying it in a place and he said, no, but it was the Ghanaians that gave Nigerian as an ultimatum to leave their country long before I was born. So this kind of thing, it happened even in our African country, not to talk about the international. I know what they did or what they are doing is very, very bad, very, very bad. It is uncalled for, but to be sincere, who am I to blame them? My main reason for calling in is just to tell you that you're really doing a very good job, to be sincere, and that is the reason why I'm calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, so much. I didn't quite get your name actually.
My name is Victor.
Oh, Victor, thank you. We really, really appreciate you and thank you for calling. Hopefully you will join us on this program.
I've been sharing your program. I've been sharing it to my friends so that they can actually watch and learn. I'm really learning here. So it's like another school for me. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. We want to tell our viewers that they can also join us on the Diaspora panel. We have a phone-in line that you can just call and you can be a part of this program actually. Yeah.
Can you put it on the script, the number?
Yes, I think Jude has done it. Jude actually the calling link.
Yeah.
Okay. Publish the calling link actually. Okay. So you know what? I understand what you are saying, Tony. But with the experiences of our Nigerian students in Ukraine, we see the way they were treated. We see what happened to them. And I know that some foreign students lost their lives in Ukraine. I know about a particular Indian student that was blown up, when he went out to buy groceries. So I know that a lot of people, foreign nationals have lost their lives in Ukraine. Okay, and we keep saying that, okay, Nigeria, we have a selection, we have this, rather. We want our destiny to change. We want our situation to change. We want good schools in Nigeria. We want a revamping of the public school system, like we had during the Jaconde's time, during Awolowo's time, okay? And we know that, these people, the powers that be, okay, they will not accept lightly, okay? The people, we are not talking about a armed revolution or whatever. The people will have to rise up with their franchise, that vote, to kick them out, okay? What can you say to the ordinary citizens of Nigeria that are craving for a change? Okay, what can you say to them? How can you encourage them? Okay, because if we keep saying that election, we have a selection, people will just give up. In fact, they will not even come out to vote. But how can you encourage them? By telling them, listen, there is light at the end of the tunnel. You just continue to participate. You just continue, to annex the resources. I'm talking of human power, okay, resources and whatever, to ensure that you voting, even if you are going to start at the local level, you vote in your representatives in power. Tony, I want you to take this.
Yes, I quite agree with you that Rome was not built in a day. And like we have been saying, we are in this problem today because of 1999 Constitution. While we are urging the citizenry to play their part, this Constitution must be amended so that even when you vote the right people into power, the Constitution cannot deprive them from proving that they are better from those people we kicked out. Because structurally, politically, something is wrong with Nigeria. But the only way out is that it's necessary to encourage the citizens, because the more they vote and stand by their vote and defend it, to make sure that
defend it, yes.
Yes. By the time we start defending at the councilor level, chairmanship level, a lot of people will start sitting up. But what do happen in most of those locations is that, because if you listen to our first person that called in, you remember she mentioned godfathers.
Yes.
At that level of the local government,
we have to render them powerless.
Exactly. They should start from the
local essence, level. That was what she said.
Exactly. We start from the local level, not only voting and defending, but seeing a way of getting rid of these godfathers. Because a lot of citizens do stand up to their votes. But by the time these godfathers provide their talks, everywhere will be in disarray. So nobody is very, very happy with what is going on in Nigeria. In fact, when you talk to Nigerians right there on ground, some of them are fed up that they don't want even to comment, because they're going to ask you, where do I start? Where do I begin?
Honestly, that's what I get as well. It's like people are fed up.
Because the core thing in Nigeria, if you have security, you can do and support and change the democracy the way it is now. But because we are lawless in Nigeria, any person who attempts to do things to change is either they are kidnapped or they are killed. NSAS is very fresh.
It's
fresh. Mind. Even those who lost their family members are still crying out. Have they had any solution?
No.
It's like we are in a dire situation that if you have opportunity to participate where you don't lose your life, you are very much encouraged, because that's the only way to change the destiny of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because if we continue blaming only the politicians and running away, we cannot generalize that all politicians are bad. No, there are still some good politicians out there, but they needed somebody who will back them up. And equally, the politician who want us to vote for them, they should be able to help and provide security so that those who came to support will not lose their life. So it's very, very important that all hands must be on deck to see us through this menace.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. Jude, let me ask you, what advice do you have for the education minister at this crucial time? You know, when we see influx of Nigerian students, Nigerian youth, babies, 17, 18-year-old kids, traveling abroad, to foreign countries to continue their education because of ASU strike, closure of schools and whatnot. What advice do you have?
Yeah, before I answer that question, you can see people of color are not only Nigerians. We have people from India, people from
Indians.
Everywhere. Now, good enough for you to understand that the reason why Indians or people from other color, Asia or whatever, Japanese or whatever, comes over to the West to study, it's not really why they come. It's not really because they don't have their education system in good order. It's because some of them, their population is too much. They want to go somewhere. Some of them want to learn English, and they feel in the West it's better for them to interact with people. And this is the reason why these people from this color,
from these other countries,
come to the West, to study. But in our own case, Nigerian case, is totally different. So that's where we are well concerned. Because Nigeria is an English-speaking country, we will as well attract the Asian countries to come to Nigeria and make money.
Wow.
There are a lot of money being made in the UK, being made in Ireland from foreign students, just because they want to learn English. If our educational system is good in Nigeria, we will attract them to Nigeria and we make money from them. There are a lot of student hostels built everywhere. And that's what they're doing now. Countries keep on building students hostels, making money from students, paying $10,000 for one student to study for 1 year.
Yes.
Educational, that's why the minister we have there should have looked into all this and see how he can generate money. Not just sit in the office and become a minister without bringing an input that will help the country to generate funds. How much has this ministry generated from so far? In here, every ministry generates money. They make sure that when you are placed in the ministry, you bring your inputs so that we can make money and contribute to the economy. In Nigeria, if our education was fine, we would be making a lot of money because we are English speaking. And we're not only English speaking, we speak British English. We are colonized by the British. And if they find out that our own is a little bit cheaper to study and learn English, instead of coming to Ireland or UK, they will fly to Nigeria. So the opposite is the case. We are now going out because our people are going, our children are going out because there's no education that is guaranteed in Nigeria. A course that's supposed to take for 4 years end up going for 12 years in Nigeria.
For 12 years, can you imagine? For 6, 7, 8 years.
So,
and even when you graduate, there is no job.
There's no job. If somebody studying for maybe history, we study for 12 years rather than 8 years, rather than 4 years. So parents borrow money, they do take loans to send their children abroad, and the result is what we have seen. And my advice, based on your question now, is this. The education minister, first of all, he needs to apologize to the Nigerian people, to the taxpayers, Nigerian people. He needs to render an apology. And quickly revert how he can solve this issue, because people are coming back to Nigeria to sit at home. If he can resolve this issue, those that went to Ukraine or anywhere might decide to say, okay, I can't go back there. Let me switch over to Nigerian universities. Let him do that.
Or switch over to schools in Europe as well. To assist them to make it a seamless transition to other schools of their choice.
Of their choice. So the ASU issue should be tackled by the minister straight away. And I will advise as well, I will advise the president, the people in authority, if there's no action coming from the minister, it should be sacked. It should, because there are many competent people that can represent, that can actually play that part, that ministry. I know most of them who can actually occupy that position and do better. So in case, every time we blame the president of Nigeria, we blame the government because of the failure of his team. If he does the right thing, nobody should blame him. He should bring the right people in. Put the right people in the ministries, those that are ready to work. And if you're not ready to work, take them out. Because at the end of the day, blame goes to him, and he cannot complain when we are blaming him, when we are shouting against him. There's no point to complain. If you don't have the right team, you will not perform. So as somebody who have a company without the good managers, the company will become a failure.
Yeah. Thank you, Jude. Tony, before you proceed, let me just play a video, because when our government does anything good, let us give kudos to them.
Yeah.
The government actually evacuated.
Yeah.
You see, Nigerian students, about 400 and something students returned. You see, let us appreciate them and say thank you for that. But there are still many Nigerians, many Nigerian students, that are trapped there. So I know that I read that Onyema, the Air Peace guy, is actually working extremely hard to ensure that he brings home Nigerians trapped in Ukraine. And we want to say on this forum, we want to say a big thank you to this man, Onyema. He has been doing extremely well, and kudos to him. Let me just play this video just to see some of the returnees from Ukraine.
They experienced from the Nigerian embassy in Kiev, Ukraine.
We contacted them and we're like, help, what are we doing? What are we going to do? And they're like, students, take care of yourself, find a place that is safe. And that was strange to us, because we're expecting that, maybe they will organize like a bus that will take all of us to like a border where we could cross from, but that was not the case. Maybe if the embassy in Kyiv gave like a special letter to all the borders, maybe Nigerians would have been able to pass easily, but we weren't really getting like proper responses from them.
I see so many questions about the impacts the war in Ukraine has had on people. For these kids right behind me, they're just glad to be back home. Right now, they're going to be given a stipend by the federal government to ensure that they get to their respective destinations. A lot of COVID tests are going on right now, and they're hoping that these processes are done quickly so they can go back to their families. Hey, Landagwacha.
Yeah. You see.
Okay. Yeah. That's highly commendable. In this platform, we always give praise to something done well. Where there is complaint, we air it up. The Nigerian government have been doing a good job in some instances.
Yeah.
And we'll say thank you for a job well done. And especially this guy called Onyema, the peace guy. This is not the first time he has gotten involved in this kind of rescue. He did the same thing in South Africa when our government then could not do the needful. He sent his airline to South Africa, and a lot of lives were saved. We want more Nigerians. There are Nigerians who are richer than this guy. But they keep on piling billions and trillions for their unborn child, when there are things you can do to help humanity. That's why when people think of blaming the government all the time, without playing a part like this guy is doing, many Nigerians do not regard them as normal people. Because let's see what you have achieved before you blame government. And I will urge, in terms of our educational system, that we need the private sector who have private schools. They will need to go back to the days of Christian missionaries. Most of the private sectors, they have a lot of schools in Nigeria, but the common man, the average student cannot afford their fees. They can save the educational system by making their fees affordable. If they make it affordable and the federal government do not want to take care of the educational system, they can save a lot of our students from going to countries where they are discriminated upon. So we need to all appreciate what is done right and see how we can work together to make Nigeria a better place.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. Yeah, we have come to the end of today's program. We would like to thank Coach Titi Aboyadeko for taking our time to join us on this program. We really appreciate our, thoughtful contributions. And to Lanre, who called from Dublin, we would like to say a big thank you to you as well. Your contributions was spot on. We really appreciate it. And we hope that you will join us again, next time. Guys, let me give you some few minutes to just say your social media declaration. Let me start from Tony.
Yes. Today we've been able to touch on many issues that are affecting our country and outside the country. Some great lessons have been learned, because if your home base is operating at a good level, you may not expose your citizens outside to places like Poland and Ukraine. Enough is enough in playing with our educational system. We have grown enough after colonization to do the right thing. We should not pretend that we don't know how to fix Nigeria. The people in power, they know how to fix Nigeria, but in a way, they turn blind eyes. A time will come when you cannot hold back. Please do whatever it takes to stabilize our educational system. And then, whenever our citizens are being maltreated abroad, we want this kind of quick action whereby some of our students were brought back from a troubled world. We need peace in our country. We need to restructure ourselves so that Nigeria will begin to work again.
Thank you, Tony. Jude, your social media declaration, please.
Yes. I want to ask a question to the government. Have we learned from this? Have we learned that we have to stand as a country? Because you never know the inevitable. You never know what can come up anytime. Your children are coming back home because there's no other way to go. There's no other place like home. There's no way they can call it home. If you made the home comfortable for them, they will not fly out. It's a big lesson. It's a big lesson that we have to learn as we approach to the next 2023 election. Nigerians, think about this. Think about putting the right people in office. Think about standing for your right when it comes to this, because you have seen that home, there's no other place, you must come back home. So it's a lesson for everyone, for the government and for the citizens. Both of us have to team up and to build your country together. Thank you very much. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you. I will say my social media declaration as well. It's just as simple as ABC. Please, let us go back to the basics. We need to revamp our education system. The system is broken, and I believe that it is not beyond repairs if we put the right people in power. I would like to implore Nigerians. Yes, we know our leaders are technically being selected, but I believe that we can rise up through our votes, through our personal franchise, and effect changes, at least at the local level. The ball is in your court. Don't join the bandwagon. Elect the right people in power. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end of today's program. We want to say a big thank you for joining us today. Please give us a like and subscribe to our channel, the Diaspora Global Channel. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next week. Thank you.